The White House held a day of action today, urging people to file their taxes in order to get the second half of payments from the expanded child tax credit. Skyler Henry reports.
We are on a path to cut child poverty in America by 40%.
Vice President Kamala Harris touted the success of the child tax credit and urged eligible Americans to file their income taxes to get the benefit's full amount.
We want you to get those credits. Working families deserve a break.
The child tax credit was a part of last year's American Rescue Plan pandemic relief law, and it included 6 months of payments per child for those under age 17.
The monthly child tax credit checks have made an enormous positive difference in the lives of moms, children, and family across the country.
Kristen Rao-Finkbeiner of the group Moms Rising says families who've used the tax credit to help pay for things like food, rent, and child care are now facing a crisis after it expired last month.
We absolutely need the child tax credit to continue so parents can go to work, so children can thrive, so people can earn living wages and move our country forward, and also address the rising costs.
Tuesday, a group of House and Senate Democrats said they wanted to pass an extension of the child tax credit with a simple majority using a process called reconciliation. But that would require the support of all 50 Senate Democrats, and West Virginia's Joe Manchin has voiced opposition, saying it should include a work requirement.
My argument with Senator Manchin is give us a chance to let this work. Let's see how it works over the next year. It's worked well over the last 6 months.
The House passed an extension of the tax credit as part of the president's Build Back Better Act, but the bill stalled in the Senate. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
CBS News reporter Sarah Ewall-Wice is with me now after she just posted a brand new article about this very topic on CBSNews.com. Sarah, thanks so much for making some time for us today. I know you've talked to many families who stand to continue benefiting from the child tax credit. How many Americans is that if they file taxes electronically this year, that is?
Yeah, what happened under the American Rescue Plan is they were able to expand this child tax credit provision to be fully refundable. What that means is families who were making very low incomes, the poorest families in America, were eligible to receive this benefit. In the past, the child tax credit payment was not for folks that were under a certain income level who were not required to file taxes. So right now, what the Biden administration is doing, what officials in the government are doing across agencies, what a number of child advocates are doing across the country, is they're trying to reach out to these families who previously were not required to file taxes because they didn't make enough income, and let them know that they should definitely file a tax return this year because they can get half of that child tax credit payment back as a refund if they've been getting the payments in the over the past 5 months, or 6 months rather, from last year. And if they hadn't actually gotten those payments last year, they can get the full amount in their refund this year. And that's a couple $1,000s. That's actually $3,000 for kids 6 to 17 and $3,600 for children under 6. And what that means is if you're filing your taxes electronically, officials are requesting that you put in direct deposit information. That means that money goes right into your bank account. And what we know about this is about 35 million families were eligible to receive the child tax credit in monthly payments last year and were receiving those monthly payments. That can continue with the tax refunds as people go to file this year and in the next few months.
And I know that when the White House team presses the administration about what they're doing to help people make it through, what they're seeing at the pump, at stores, to get through inflation, they often point to this. Do we have any data about how Americans actually spent their child tax credit before it expired last month?
You know what? There have been a number of different surveys that have gone out that have looked at what children this has gone to for children specifically. They credit this for helping reduce the child poverty rate by about 40%. But in looking at the census data when they do their surveys, this helps reduce hunger by 25% after payments started going out last year. The other things that people have been using it for, according to the surveys and the data that has been gathered, is they've been using it for childcare. They've been using it for groceries. You know, I spoke to a mother just today who told me that she'd been using it to put gas in her car to take her kids to school over the past 6 months. You know, that is something to keep in mind as we see gas prices on the rise. Another thing she was using it for was to provide more healthy food options for her 3 children when she went to prepare meals for them. Another mom I spoke to also recently was telling me how these child tax credit payments on a monthly basis helped her be able to afford a nanny. She was a child therapist, so she had to kind of find childcare outside traditional hours of the school time. And so it helped her get a nanny so that she could actually do her job working with families as a therapist in non-traditional hours. And now that that payment has stopped coming to her on a monthly basis starting in January, she's back to trying to figure out how to reconfigure her own schedule, which is something to keep in mind as we see so many women leaving the workforce at this given time. And we see childcare costs on the rise. Just a report today that it's up 5% from December 19, according to a recent survey.
And we hear the administration point to anecdotes just like that when they're making the case to make the child tax credit permanent. Are they getting anywhere with that, though? As we just heard in Skyler's piece, you know, it's been tricky.
It's been very tricky. And, you know, the path forward right now is extremely unclear. As he mentioned, that they need to get all 50 Democratic senators on board to go through that reconciliation process. And they just aren't there yet. When they gathered today to talk about it with reporters, they were asked about work requirements as something they'd be interested in. They dismissed that idea as a part of negotiating for this. Another challenge that they have is thresholds for being eligible for the child tax credit. That's been an issue. Something that we can keep in mind is they have signaled they are willing to talk about bringing down the thresholds from the child tax credit payment as it stands under the Trump tax law that was passed in 2017. So we could see some thresholds reached and changed slightly in negotiations. But moving forward, this remains to be one of the big challenges that they're looking at. And it's not quite clear how they will get this passed at this time, even if in the future it will be resulting back to the $2,000 tax credit under the Trump tax plan until they can pass an extension.
Okay, Sarah Ewall-Wice with all that new reporting. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.